3, 2, 1.
Hi kids, how are y'all doing? Yeah, you tired of being in your house? Me too. My children, and grandchildren, were under quarantine this week. And so I didn't get to see any of them. And oh, I was really, really sad. But one of my grandchildren is going to be off quarantine on Tuesday, and I just can't wait to see him again and give him a big hug if his mom and dad let me. Well, remember we were talking about something that happened, and it was really, really important. Do any of you remember what happened? Yeah? Yup, Jesus was born, remember? Well, we're going to talk about that again today. And next week, we'll talk about some people who came to see Jesus. But today, we're going to do what's called a review. Does anybody know what that word means? That means that you talk about the things that you talked about the week before and the week before. Just because it's so important, and it was such a cool thing that God did. Well, it starts like this. Who can remember what we made? That's right, it was an angel. I hope you all have your angels, but if it got lost in your toys, that's okay. I understand how that goes. Well, anyway, this angel, do you remember that angel's name? Yes, it was Gabriel. And remember, Gabriel came to see two people, remember? Elizabeth and her husband Zachariah. He came to see them. And he told them they were going to have a baby. They were so surprised because why was that, do you remember? Because Elizabeth was a grandma. She was old like me, like a grandma. And we all know that grandmas don't have babies, right? Well, the angel told Elizabeth and Zachariah, her husband, that they were going to have a baby. And after they laughed, and then after they cried because they were so happy, sure enough, Elizabeth's tummy got bigger and bigger and bigger, and she had a baby. And who can remember the name of that baby? This is a hard one. It was John the Baptist, that's right. And he was Jesus' cousin. A lot of us don't know that, but he really was. He was Jesus' cousin. And his job was to tell all the people that somebody was coming. And you know who that somebody was? It was Jesus. His job was to tell all the people that Jesus was coming. Very cool job. You know, we can tell people that too. But we don't tell them that Jesus is coming. We tell them that Jesus came, don't we? And at Christmas time, that's a great thing to tell everybody. Jesus came on Christmas. Well, remember, the angel came and talked to another person. Do you remember this person? I think more of you will know this person. It was Jesus' mom, that's a clue. It was Mary, that's right. He came to Mary, Gabriel did. And he told her the same thing that he had told Elizabeth and Zachariah. You are going to have a baby. Well, she was surprised too, because she was just a girl, and she didn't know how this was going to happen. And do you know what the angel told her? Don't worry about it, he said. Don't worry about that, how this will happen. God will do it. Because God can do anything. He does miracles. Well, sure enough, what happened? Mary's tummy got bigger and bigger, just like Elizabeth's. And sure enough, she was going to have a baby. And the angel told her, you need to name this baby what? Jesus. You will call him Jesus. That should be his name. Well, something happened. Do you remember this? there was a law where Mary and Joseph lived, that they had to go to the place where their grandfathers lived, where they came from. Well, for Mary and Joseph, that turned out to be a town called, some of you will remember this, Bethlehem. And Bethlehem wasn't just around the block. It was a long, long way. And how would they get there? Did they have cars? Nope. Could they hop on an airplane? That would be a fast way to go. Nope. No airplanes. So what did they do? They walked. That's right. And Mary was getting ready to have that baby. And so Joseph, who loved her so much, he found a donkey. And he said, Mary, you can ride on this donkey. That'll make it better for you. So Mary got on the donkey, and Joseph came along, and they started walking to Bethlehem. And they walked, and they walked, and they walked. And they kept walking and walking and walking. So when they got to Bethlehem, they were really, really tired. They were so tired. And they found an inn. Now an inn is like a motel in those days. And so what did Joseph do? He knocked on the door. He was so tired he could hardly knock. But he did. He knocked on the door, and the innkeeper came to the door. And Joseph said, oh, we are so tired. This is my wife, Mary, and she's going to have a baby really, really soon, and she's so tired. And I'm so tired. Do you have a place where we can stay tonight, where we can rest? And what do you think the innkeeper said? Some of you have heard this story, so you know what he said. What did he say? No room. I don't have any room. All my rooms are filled up. Well, what do you think Joseph did? I think he might have wanted to cry. He maybe even did cry. But he said to the innkeeper, don't you have anything? If you don't have a room, maybe you have something else where we can stay. And the innkeeper thought a minute, and he thought some more. He said, oh, I know. I have a barn in the back, and that's where we keep all the animals. But it's kind of dirty. I don't know if you want to stay there. And the animals are in there too. It might be kind of noisy, and it might even be a little what? Stinky. Yeah, it might be a little stinky. But if you want to stay there, you can. So what do you think Joseph did? He said, yes, I will take your barn. Thank you so much. So he took Mary and the donkey, and they went into the barn. And you know what? The innkeeper was right. It was kind of dirty. And there were all kinds of animals in there, which made it kind of noisy. And what was the other thing the innkeeper said? It was true. It was a little stinky. It was. But they were so tired, remember? So they went in the barn. And Joseph found some hay, some clean hay, and he spread it all down on the floor of the barn. And he said, Mary, you can lay down here. This is a nice, clean place for you. And then he came and laid down right next to her, and they fell asleep. And something happened in the nighttime. Some of you know this, and some of you are guessing what happened. Some of you know what it was, and some of you are guessing. Mary had her baby. She did. And it was a boy, and he was so healthy, and he cried. And then Mary cried, and then Joseph cried because everybody was so happy. Oh my goodness. And what did she name that baby? Jesus. Well, Mary was thinking ahead, so she brought a blanket. She had brought a blanket for the baby, which is a good thing because they were in a barn, remember? So she wrapped him up in this nice clean blanket, and she looked around and said, Joseph, where should we put this baby, this wonderful baby of ours? And Joseph looked and he said, oh, I see something over there. It was called a manger. Remember that word, manger? It's the thing that all the animals ate from. It was like this big, and it was like this, and it went like this, and all their food went in there. And then all the cows came, and all the other animals came in there and got their food. And Joseph said, that's the right size, Mary, but it doesn't look so great. And Mary said, we can fix it up. So Mary and Joseph cleaned it all out, so it was all clean, and they took some more fresh hay, clean fresh hay, and they put it in the manger, and then they took their precious, beautiful, newborn baby Jesus and put him in the manger. And everyone was so happy because Jesus had been born. Isn't that a great story? We call it a story, but it really happened. All the things in the Bible really, really happened. Well, remember I promised you we'd make something? Well, we're gonna. Let me show you all the things that we need to make this. We're gonna make a manger. And this is what it's gonna look like. Can you see that? There it is. See, there's a little manger, and this is straw. And who do you think this is? This is baby Jesus, sure enough. And we're gonna make this, and you can do this, guys. It's really not tough. So here's all the stuff you need. You need a piece of cardboard. Now, don't go to the store and buy cardboard. Just find whatever you've got. A cereal box works really well. This I found a hot cocoa mix box. And it does help if it's thin like this, thin cardboard, just because you have to cut it, and it's kind of hard to cut really thick, hard cardboard. Then you'll need some yellow paper if you have it. If you don't have yellow, use whatever you have. You can color it yellow if you want, or just use whatever you've got. And you need a scissors for this, okay? Then you need something that seems kind of silly, but you're gonna need it. It's a napkin. You need a napkin. And then you'll need some tape. And you'll need a piece of paper. And you'll need a twist tie. You know what those are? A twist tie like this that comes on bread and stuff. Well, you need one of those. So let's get started. Let's take our cardboard and we're going to cut out a rectangle. Now your rectangle can be as big or as little as you want, whatever you want. I'm going to cut this out, like this, and then I'm going to cut it like this. And don't be fussy about this, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. You kids can probably, you big kids for sure, can do this. Just cut out a rectangle. Then what you're going to do, and you might need a little help for this one, is cut 4 little squares on the corner. Can you see that? I cut a little square out of there. And I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to help us make our manger. Okay? Got your 4 pieces, then it will look like this. Then what you do is you just fold it up by those 4 corners. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you lift them up like this, see? And you take your tape and you go around and tape it together, okay? Not hard. Don't be fussy about it. just stick these on there so that you will have a little box. That's what we're really making, is a little box. And what was that word again that we called it? A manger, right. And what's going to go in this box? That's right, baby Jesus is going to go in this box. And he was just a brand new baby. How many of you have ever seen a new baby? Oh, they're so sweet. Oh. And they cry a lot. They do. They cry a lot. But I got my box now. Now we're going to make Jesus. Okay? This is kind of a fun thing to do. This is what we're going to make next. You make just a little oval. And again, you make it as big as you want. It doesn't matter. Cut that out. And then you're going to take a marker. I forgot to tell you you need a marker, but you're going to need a marker. And you put a face on him like this. Okay? You can make him smiling. I make Jesus smile. Then you're going to take your napkin and you're just going to fold it up like this, hamburger style. Because if you do it hot dog style, he's not going to fit. Okay? So you go like that, you fold him up. Then if you want to make him smaller, you just put him like that, fold it up like that, and take your little twist tie and put that in there. That's just going to hold them together. Okay? And then you take your little face that you made, see that? And you just tuck them in there, okay? There's baby Jesus. So we have a box, and we have a baby Jesus. Uh-oh, he fell over. There you go. Now he can lay down. The babies can't sit up yet, can they? Not yet. Now we're going to do the fun part of this craft. You take your yellow paper, or other color paper, whatever you have, and you take your scissors, and you're going to make a whole bunch of these. What do you think that is? Straw. That's right. Straw, hay, whatever you call it. And that's what Joseph put in the manger for the baby. He got some clean, wonderful new straw that he found in the barn after they'd cleaned out the manger. And he made a whole bunch of these. You can make as many of these as you want. If you don't like doing this, make 2 or make 3. If you think it's really fun, make a whole bunch of them like this. So you're going to take those and you're going to put them in your manger like this. That's the straw for baby Jesus. Then you're going to take baby Jesus and put him in there. So now you have our second craft. We made the angel, and now this week we made baby Jesus in the manger. Now next week we are all going to be back in church, hopefully. Not for sure, but hopefully. If we are, then we'll make something here at church. But if you can't come, and a lot of you won't be able to come, we're going to make something else. I'm going to do another one of these for you guys, with you guys, and we'll make one more thing. And I'll tell you what you need for next week. First, I got to show you something. It's kind of funny. I was trying to make a sheep out of stuff that you had in the house. So I was making this prototype. What do you think of my sheep? No, I didn't think it was too cool either. It was not a good sheep. So I put a face on him and look, he wasn't very happy with how he was either. So we're not going to make this sheep. We'll make a different sheep. Be a lot better. So what you need for next week, you need a toilet paper roll. Not hard to find. You need a piece of paper, just a small piece again, just like we had last week. You need a scissors, again. You need some tape. You'll need a glue stick. You'll need a small amount of cardboard. Now you can use what's left over from this week's cardboard if you want. Just again, some leftover cardboard, whatever you have in the house. And you need the glue stick, I hope I said that. And you'll need these cotton balls. Now, I tried to make this sheep without cotton balls, but I don't think it's possible to make a sheep without cotton balls. So you do need some cotton balls. So that's for next week. And next week we're going to learn about how the shepherds came to Jesus. And remember this guy? The angel? He comes in the story next week too. So don't lose your guy, don't lose your angel, and don't lose your little manger box here with Jesus in it, because we're going to use those again for next week, okay? Well, it was great to be with you guys today. I miss you so much. I'm hoping I'll get to see some of you next week. But I'll be here next week, and we'll make another thing, and we're going to learn more about when Jesus was born. See you later, guys. Bye.